He was on the roof?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we made it
I'm too old to get on that roof. Yeah, me too, that's why he's up there.
He gets in trouble for
He
that
ain't the
quite
seven.
often.
He ain't the
Especially when it's
seven, he's
windy.
fine.
Yeah, Kenny gave away one of his secrets too, said that you had to go home and change shoes because he was sliding.
Exactly.
I said, you better make your
He had to do that.
He had to.
He brought another pair of shoes. We got up on the metal.
That's what he said.
He had to get down and start dropping it off the pavement. So he sat there and finished what he was doing.
I can guarantee if Kenny falls off, it'll be a lot less dramatic than if you do.
You should have seen what your nephew, what kind of costume your nephew had. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Ain't no telling that.
Bailing wire and the ladder.
Oh, no, he had two long orange ladders with scaffold in the center up about, I don't know, 8 foot. And he had a 6-foot ladder on it. Maybe he just climbed up.
Can't hear just
Yeah, anyway, he's still a young man, he is not.
He's used to heights.
Yeah. He forgets the ball, so.
Yeah.
Now sudden stop again.
Yeah.
You ready for this? Okay, you're ready for it, all right.
I'm always ready. I get my back.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Mr. Jean. Get my back. And it goes from one thing to another.
Oh, yes.
Everybody signed it.
That's Jody in Mike's backyard.
Oh, my gosh, whose foot is that?
I don't know, it doesn't say. That's their backyard, they have taken over.
That's
But you're gonna have to change it. Oh, replant them, yeah. Yeah. All you have to do is drop one.
Over, throw it out some, look to it, Sorry, you guys ready?
I didn't want to be Jackie's excuse. I'm intoxicated.
Call this meeting to order. Our first order of business is our financial statements. There's any questions? I need a motion for approval.
I approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Nay.
Got two sets of minutes, the regular minutes and the special session that we had with the fire department.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Both of them?
Second.
Yes, both of them.
Both of them. Second on both of them.
Second.
Carl?
Yeah.
Judge report?
She didn't submit one, she'll double up next month.
You have an invoice there from Woods Service Company. If you remember, that's the individual that Chris gave to the fire department. They got both trucks fixed like they needed to be. As far as I know, they're both up and running and should pass inspection. And we saved a considerable amount of money. Both of them cost us $1,400. It sure saved us from that $5,000 part that we was going to have to buy. I think that was already taken care of as far as paying for that. It didn't come out of capital improvement. That's what we did. All right. Need authorization to advertise for a spring cleanup. Danny Bond's usually the only one that bids on that thing. He has the available date of April 25th.
You need a motion?
Yes.
Make a motion that we make spring cleanup. We go with,
We're just advertising.
Putting the bids out.
Yeah, run bids out and they'll come in by next month and then that way we can look at it.
about April 29th.
Yeah, by April meeting.
I make a motion, we advertise the bid for the spring cleanup.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, I think at our last meeting, we had another truck that was donated to us, which gave us an access truck that we don't really particularly need. Miners reached out and would like to have that old truck. That's the one that's got that V10. You know, that's pretty costly for us to do anything with. We've had, I think, 2 or 3 trucks donated. I don't see no problem myself passing the donation down to them if they want it.
And we were still carrying insurance on that too?
I think we've been carrying liabilities.
I make a motion, we donate that to Minor Fire Department. I don't know what year, I don't know what the,
It's a 2000 model Ford F-450.
the 2000 model Ford F-450.
Second.
All in favor? Did you have anything?
No, I was just gonna let y'all know that the trucks are up and running. They used engine 2 yesterday. Yesterday it said it was pump great, and we used engine 1 Saturday. Our vehicle car finance last week sponsored, and the pump great too, and also drafted water, so they're up and going good. I did, yeah.
Okay.
That was it, all I had that, the donation of the truck, which all covered that, so we're good.
Okay. Chip name, Betty? Jack? All right, I think I had, I'm sorry, I didn't even ask the board. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I got a few things.
Okay.
I know work was done out there at Westview, I was told today, the gravel, I don't know if it was Bailey or Bobo who came out there, the gravel. County did, okay. There's still a big hole out there, from what I understand, that needs to be filled in, so I was wanting to know if we could fill that in. There's a big, huge hole out there.
Yeah, both got instructions to take care of that.
Okay. And has anything been done with the mobile home across from Mrs. Wilson's? Does anybody know?
I don't know if we give him a ticket for that.
I got your letters, but it didn't have a letter in there for the mobile home across from Miss Wilson.
Yeah, and I don't think that a board member has to give a letter to every property. I mean, it's common sense. I've talked to the board, I've talked to the mayor about this 2 or 3 times. It seems like to me that something needs to be done without me having to present a letter.
Well, I mean, on that particular one, I don't see Ben's is incomplete. There's no reason why I can't receive a citation.
We need to give them a citation like tomorrow.
I don't have a problem with that.
Did city collector ever get back with you, Pete, on my conversation at the last meeting about the collections, about in November, if you recall, in November's water shut-off registry report, it went down $12,000, but I didn't see any increase in revenue of $12,000. Did she get back with you on why that was?
I talked to her. She said that if you wanted to come by the office, that she'd go over the financial status and show you.
Okay.
She said just drop in the office anytime, that she'd be more than willing to sit down with you and cover that.
Because if I'm not seeing that on the financials, one of 2 things that occur. Either that money is not accounted for, or those customers have been marked off and they haven't paid. So there's 2 things that could happen.
Well, that's why I said it's easier to show you than just.
Does the city have a policy on the employees using city equipment during off-business hours?
For personal, no.
We don't have a policy. We need to make a policy.
The only thing that we've ever done is if they've got, something personal on themselves,
Right.
if they've got, something there and they ask about it, there's usually not ever been any problem with that.
Last month, it was passed 2-1 to appoint you and Jackie and Bobo as the code enforcement officers. Is there some type of online training that y'all can do? Anything like that?
I've had that training. I went to St. Louis. I forget, it was like a 3 or 4 day class that I had to go up there. It was like 1 day a week that I went to.
Yeah.
I got certified. I do have some certificate on that.
Okay.
I did have it displayed when we was over here, but I don't know what happened to it before we got over there, but I have a copy if you need to look at
What about
that.
Bobo and Jackie?
They haven't been, but basically, if you look at our inspections, anybody can do that inspection. You can do it, but basically all you're doing is looking and seeing if they have certain criteria that meets health and safety standards, is all that's for. All that does is ask them if they've got like smoke alarms, they have no broken windows. There's a whole list of things that you go through that they're required to have. Most of it is required, so that way you won't have exposed wiring, so some kid don't come along and get electrocuted. But most of it's pretty obvious. It's not like you have to have some type of a degree or anything for that.
I had asked Heather, and she was able to provide a printout for me of the expenses and revenue of last year's capital improvement fund. And there was two items on there that I had questions about, and she was able to provide me answers to those. One question I had was there was an $85,307.25 expense that was on October 15th of 2019, and there was a $4,926.20 expense out of capital improvements on the 21st of October. And both of those were supposedly, I guess, water project interest, based on what Heather said. And she said that it was transferred from capital improvements to the water improvement construction account. Then the money was wired Wells Fargo Bank to pay off the interim construction note with MPUC. I guess my question and my concern is, when was the board going to be notified about this? Because I wasn't aware of this at all. Any other capital improvement expenditures that we've always done, we've always talked about it.
Yeah.
And we've always asked the board for approval on it.
That was just the reimbursement that they was doing, and they needed the money then, so it was taken care of.
that just doesn't seem very transparent to me, Pete. Next time something like that is done, I'd appreciate the board being notified
That's no
because
problem.
we just weren't notified, and that's a big deal. It went from $140-something thousand to like $80,000 in 1 year, and that's a pretty big expense. That's all I got.
Carl?
We ever get that sickle blade going? We ever come back and put that bearing in it, that you know of?
They were working on it the last he told me. As far as I know, it got done. That's something that I have to follow up on.
I guess the same thing about the old house, trailer houses, and, you know, it's sitting there that everybody's complaining about, don't they? I got problems with
Talking about the one on Marshall.
Marshall and Cole, and, you know.
Well, the one on Cole, we're just waiting for the man to show up to tear it down. Chris?
Okay.
Got that. All right, and I've got it. Evan, Evan,
Me. Well, to know about the tornado alarm that we have. We used to test it once a month. What happened and why has it not been tested anymore, or does it still work?
Fire department's here, let them in.
Like I say, the other day, we participated in the tornado drill, all that, the national drill. I apologize for all that. I don't remember the funeral.
I can't hear you.
I said the other day when we were supposed to have tested it during the national tornado drill, I said I want to apologize for that. We didn't get it tested because I was at my grandmother's funeral. There was a lot of the firefighters was there all
Well,
day.
it's been months and I'm
And I
not.
understand that.
Yeah.
Dee did go over and look at it, from my understanding, Saturday. I haven't been able to talk to him yet to see what he found out about it, but he did supposedly go over while we were having the vehicle class to look at it and try to see what was wrong with it, or if it was working condition, or what was going on. I just haven't spoke with him, so.
Well, it's important because it's getting to be tornado season now.
I understand that, but you
Yeah.
can't rely on that tornado siren by itself, because that's only an outdoor thing. I mean, you're not gonna really, you may or may not hear it inside your house. And the other thing is, a lot of times, that's not set off unless there's been a tornado spotted in the area. So, I mean, if it's spotted, I mean, you got a matter of seconds.
Okay, second, I still have a little bit of problem with the code enforcement officers, you guys making yourself code enforcement officers. And I'd like to know, to see your credentials, Pete, for that. Because if we ever get new construction in here, you're gonna have to know about electrical wiring, if it's ready for the box, or you could get too hot and burn down the house, and you got plumbing, you got load-bearing walls, and you need to know how to force those up. And there's a lot more to being code enforcement than passing a house and say, well, you need to tear this house down.
Are you talking about two different things? You're talking about code enforcement and just building inspector. We do not have a code enforcement. We just have the inspection for health and safety.
You don't have what?
We don't have a code enforcer. That's what you're talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm talking
Right,
about.
we don't have that.
Is that not what you voted yourself
No.
in to be?
No. We are just inspectors, like I said, for health and safety. That has nothing to do with block laying or anything else.
Okay. That's all I got.
Stephanie?
I've been trying to get my house inspected so I can get my services on. I've been calling, coming up there.
I went to
Jackie
inspect
came by
that
the
house. She said that she didn't want it inspected that day because she had things to do, that she has not called City Hall
I
back
have
to
called
have that
twice.
thing inspected.
I have called twice.
She has not contacted City Hall since the day I was there.
I wrote it down.
All I know is what I've been told here is that there was arrangements made for us to come to your house at 3 o'clock one afternoon, and that you called back and said you couldn't be there. And as far as I know, we've been waiting for a phone call for you to tell us you're ready.
Well, you had condemned it and you never came in, so why couldn't you come inspect it?
Well, don't have to be me if I'm working out of town.
I'd rather it be you because you're the one that condemned it.
I mean, I can do that, but, you know, I can't be there tomorrow, or probably the next day or whatever, but at either rate, yeah, I'm the one can do it.
Okay.
Okay. Joe?
Yes, sir. I'd like to address the council on a few issues. Guys, you approved the 2020 budget for a total of $527,000. That was an increase of $52,500 over 2019's fiscal year budget. In the last 6 months of 2019, the city spent $94,063.06 more than what it took in. Now, so far, in the first 2 months of this year, the city spent $125,847.11. At this rate, it'll be close to $700,000 for this fiscal year that the city's going to spend. Now, these issues are not going to go away. We got election a month from tomorrow. And whether I win or I lose, I'm still going to show up and I'm still going to want answers. And what's the plan? Where do y'all plan on getting the money? Because we're not in good fiscal shape. The letter of conditions is yet to be met. Then on the over $90,000 that was taken out of capital improvement, that was 4 months ago. And had I not contacted the state auditor's office and found out what fiscal year of 2018 and fiscal year of 2019 capital improvement funds were, and brought it to Alderman Dill's attention so he could ask, I don't think the board would have ever been made aware of it. That $90,000 was removed from capital improvement without you guys even voting on it. And I don't know if y'all are aware of it, but for that $90,000 to be spent out of capital improvement, that's a 1 cent sales tax on vehicle purchases. For that $90,000 that was spent, that's over $9 million in vehicle purchases that the residents of this town had to make to afford the city to get that $90,000. And when this water project was going on and we all come up here, Whitney Watts was asked, when are we going to start paying on this? And she informed everybody that was present and the previous council that as the money was drawn in increments, as it was drawn out from the bonds that were sold, the city was to start paying interest payments on the money as it was drawn out. No different than a construction loan for a house. You only pay the interest on the money as it's drawn. Well, lo and behold, in October of last year, without any of you guys knowing, over 90 grand was spent out of capital improvements to pay the interest on this water project loan. And that's not how this was supposed to have went. That's why the letter of conditions that this council got, the first letter of conditions that this board, that the city council was made aware of, was in 2016. And it plainly stated what the water rate was to be, how many equivalent dwelling units there had to be, and what the minimum usage rate was. And it was to be set at 1,000 gallon minimum rate. Now, I don't know where all the fixes are at, but there's some serious problems, and it's bad news for this community.
So I guess to expound on that a little bit, the $1,000 minimum gallon that we were supposed to adhere to, we haven't adhered to that yet.
You're talking about as far as,
Charging the customers for the first 1,000 gallons of water they use instead of 2,000 gallons.
Whatever they priced in that ordinance.
yeah, whatever the ordinance is called for, it's what we're pricing.
No, it's being priced at the first 2,000. We need to be priced at the first 1,000 gallon. That hasn't been changed yet. And that was 3 years ago, we were supposed to be starting that.
We just called Whitney 2 weeks ago. She come by and picked up the paperwork to review all this. And she's supposed to be getting back to Heather about that.
That's a big deal.
She's looking at it because we've been having problems with making the payments. And we told her, say, hey, we can't keep it going this way. What's going on here? So she said, let me have the paperwork so I can review it.
Because we're not charging enough for the water.
Yeah.
Like we were supposed to be.
Okay, and then on, my next issue is the shut-off registers that I fought the city for close to a year to get. And finally had to hire an attorney to get them. Well, it's come to my attention that the shut-off registers that my attorney received and that the council has now been receiving are not true and accurate. Because they bought, this customer transaction summary that I have shows a delinquency of $611.44. Well, this customer has not shown up on the shut-off register notices that Judy sent my attorney, or the ones that she's been given to that the council's been receiving, is just this one person that we know of, $611.44 short. So that means that my attorney received and I paid for shut-off registers that are not accurate.
I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know what she sent him or what what transpired as far as her records, as far as what.
Well, this customer right here does not show up on the newest shut-off register that you guys have in front of you. So that means that shut-off register, either this is not the truth or that shut-off register is not the truth. It can't be both. One or the other is wrong.
I don't know where he's coming from there.
I do. He's saying that there's a lot of customers that are not on the shut-off register report that he believes, and I believe, that have been marked off, that hasn't been paid.
That's not what he said.
That shut-off
He
register.
said one customer, and we don't know. who
To
this
my
is.
knowledge, this one customer.
No, he said one person, and we don't know who that is, so I can't look on my shut off.
I will show
Go by
you.
there and talk to her, address that issue.
But I'm bringing it to the board's attention because these are issues that
But you need to tell us who it is.
I will tell you in private who it is, because this was given to me in confidence. I will come up and tell you after the meeting who this customer is, and I will let you review this. Now, it's not good. And these issues, like I said, whether I win next month's election or not, you guys are still going to be faced with these issues. I mean, you can look in your financial for this month and you'll see, like I said, first 2 months of this year, there's already been $125,847 spent out of a proposed $527,000 budget. So with that, I will yield back.
All right, we have nothing else.
Well, what's this?
grant available for redoing our ditches and our streets. And it's in phases. I don't know, this here is just showing 2 phases. I think there's 3. And what this is, each phase costs a certain amount of money, and that's all that we can get in that particular time. It's kind of like a 90-10 proposition, and our 10 could be in-house labor, so that way we don't actually have to come out with physical or the financial aspect of it. Phase 1, I think, is like an $832,000 project, and what that entails, the section that you see there, it entails digging out those ditches, resetting the culverts, and fixing the streets. The one on phase 1 that you see it's got the red highlights, those are those ditches that are running down on Jackson Street that are real deep. Those are being targeted so they can be covered up, but a continuous culvert in there with clean outs in it, so that'll let it can be shut off.
When does that grant due?
Supposed to set up a public hearing sometime. Whitney's taking care of that. Pardon? Mitzi, I'm sorry.
So who would write the grant?
They'll do it, they'll take care of all of it. But anyhow, like I said, it's in 3 different phases, and I'll give that to you so that way you can see that money there is available as actually excess flood money from other areas, and so they're providing it to other people.
And they'll fix the streets too?
Yeah, that's included fixing the streets. All right, we do have one other meeting after this one, so.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
All in favor?
You took care of that, didn't you?
Oh, I was looking down through.
This is just her transaction summary.